So how many years altogether did you live in the U.S.?
As almost 90 years.
19 years.
Yes, I have a wife, kids. I have a one daughter is 4 year and one boy is 4 months old. I left over there.
You have a 4-year-old daughter and a 4-month-old son.
Yes, I left there.
And they're in with your wife in the U.S.
Yes, and I'm scared because now the Trump they say they have to you know, go with a criminal, but we're not a criminal, But
But you have a trespassing conviction?
yes, but to me it's not like that. But
To you, it's not as serious a crime.
yes, I'm not.
So what now? Where do you go, Fidel?
Now I have to go with my mom and my dad.
They live here.
Yeah,
Are you going to try to stay here? Or do you think you'll go back?
I have to go back for sure.
You'll find a way back.
Yes.
What is this?
Trump.
Trump turned 20.
Yeah.
You're a Trump supporter.
No. It's only used.
They gave us these wristbands right before we entered Mexico. We had to wear them to get food. If you didn't wear it, you got nothing. Everyone had to put it on, even if you didn't want to.
Do you hope to go back into the US in the future and start your life again?
Sí. Pues, pudiera yo ir
I wouldn't think twice.
no me fuera.
Life was safer over there,
Pues, no sé.
but I don't know how to get out of this. The truth is that living like this is extremely difficult. That's the truth. It's very difficult. Sometimes I sit and wonder what I'll do next, but there's no answer.
Es la verdadera historia de
That's the reality here in Mexico.
Just wanted to help you out a little bit. There's $200 for you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man.
Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. So credit goes to all these creators. Guys, I need us to watch these videos with an open mind because a lot of these videos are very sad. Now let me be honest with you. What is happening is not new. Deportations have always been happening because you hear stories like this. Somebody has lived in America for 10 years, even not just in America. Somebody has lived in a country, but let's take America as an example. 10, 15, 20, 25, 27 years. They have built a life. They have worked. They have paid bills, paid taxes in some cases, raised children. They have become a part of the community. Then one day, everything just ends. And most of the time, not because they were bad people, right? Not because they didn't work hard enough, but because on paper, they were never fully legal. And I feel that that's the part that many people don't want to talk about because reality does not care about how long you have stayed. Reality cares about your legal status because you can live somewhere for 25 years, but your situation was never fully certain, right? And trust me, I understand that these things take time. It takes energy. It takes money. But the truth some people don't talk about is that some people get comfortable and stop pursuing their legal status. And I understand why, right? Life starts moving, you find work, you make money, you are surviving, you are building routines, and you're telling yourself, oh, I'm fine. And some people stop chasing this paper seriously. They stop pushing the process, right? They stop looking for solutions. And it's not because you are lazy. It's just because life became normal, right? You start surviving, instead of securing your future, you keep hustling and you feel that hustle is enough, right? I mean, rent is paid, everything is good. And the truth is that many people learn when it's too late. Because just because something did not happen in 10 years does not mean something cannot happen tomorrow. And one day, the system can just remind you without warning. And in that moment, all those years do not protect you because legally, nothing has changed. And guys, don't get me wrong, this is not to blame anyone. Immigration processes are expensive, they are slow, they are stressful, they are confusing. Like, it will drain you mentally and financially. And some people try and fail, right? Some people don't have the opportunity. I mean, some people don't have the right pathways. And there are also some people that stop trying, right? People who accept survival as enough for them, right? People that will tell you, oh, I'll fix it later. And the later becomes 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And the later runs out. Now, I'm going to let these videos play so you see, and watch people's experiences. But my point for this video is that have a plan B or C or D or E, and that does not make you weak. It doesn't make you a failure. Don't be caught unawares. That's the point of this video. I'll see you at the end of this video. Let's see what these people have to say.
Out here, I didn't have anything, no clothes. I had the county clothes, the immigration clothes, you know, the blue shoes and
That's what you arrived in Guatemala with
the white
US,
shirt.
with U.S. county
Clothes, yes. White boxers, white socks.
Wow.
And then I met some guys, and, you know, they bought me some clothes and stuff like that, and they paid me like 3 nights at the hotel. You know, they took me to get a haircut, and they bought me food and stuff like that. And
and who's that? Like are these people like at Zone 13? Like when you
No. This is just recently, because this is the clothes.
Down. Where do you touch down? In Guatemala City.
Guatemala City, Zone 13.
Yeah.
Aurora, the airport. But it's Aurora. You got Aurora, and then you got the Air Force. So you come in the Air Force site.
I see.
So and then when you come shackled up, and then they take you into ICE here in Guatemala, immigration Guatemala, and then you go.
We have to disrupt everything and go back with probably just clothing.
The family asked not to be shown on camera, but allowed us to record their voices. Her 2 children, both U.S. citizen, will soon say goodbye to their school, their friends, and the only home they have ever known.
I don't really want to go away. I really want to go away from this state.
She says they have lived with fear for years as an undocumented person in the U.S. of being pulled over, of ICE knocking on their door. But now, with fewer job opportunities without legal status, the fear has turned into a plan.
I have to think of my kids. My kids are my priority.
That means getting passports for the children, a process that should be simple. Instead of visiting a government office, they have turned to a nonprofit for help.
We've created a system that we guide them through and a system to file for everything, and we review all the documents.
The family hasn't chosen a city in Mexico yet, only that they'll go where housing is affordable and relatives can welcome them.
This is a very sad day for our family, our work family, because we had to say goodbye to a dear man who is going back to Mexico. This may be unpopular, and I'm a law and order person, that's for sure, but this can't be the best use of American resources. This man has been in America for 27 years. He came here at 21, so most of his life has been here. 2 of his 3 children were born here and are American citizens. But his wife was detained and sent back to Mexico a couple months ago. Never had a trouble with the law. Pulled over because she had a tail light out. And, of course, she went to work at 5 in the morning, so they could see that her light was out. And they asked if she was here legally or not. She told the truth, and they called it immigration. That was pretty much it. So now, because she's gone, he's got to go home and be with his wife and take his 12-year-old daughter who was born here and who can come back whenever, but he can't. Why didn't he get his citizenship, man? So much harder than it sounds. I was talking to his daughter-in-law about it. She was there. So his oldest son was born in Mexico, but years ago married an American citizen, and so he has his citizenship. The other 2 children were born here and are American citizens. She said they have been working and trying for years to try to get this fellow and his wife citizenship. And they said they would say, well, the fact that 27 years ago you came into this country with a child, we're going to consider that endangerment. So the only way you can overcome that charge is to go back to Mexico for 10 years. So the choice was either to keep your nose clean, stay out of trouble, pay your taxes, which they've done, by the way, all this time. We've had withholding. Income taxes been paid the whole time. They own a home, paid property taxes. So the horrible choice they're put in was go home for 10 years, and then you might be able to come back. Or do you take your chances and hope you don't get sent back? He is the hardest worker I know. He works multiple jobs. He's been working for us for 17 years as one of his jobs. He comes in the afternoon. There's never been a task that this gentleman won't do. We've never been told, no, I can't do that. If it's a big enough job, he brings some friends and he gets it done. How do we replace him? So many people that are Americans born here don't want the hard work that this guy's been doing for us, and certainly not in the newest generation. So I'm concerned just from the labor force alone. I can't help but think of the Statue of Liberty. Bring me your poor, your tired, your huddled masses. It's the definition of what America is. Good, hardworking people that pay their taxes, do jobs most people don't want to do. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of breaking our hearts right now, but we won't give up faith, and we believe the law will change, and he will be back. If at all possible, he will be back. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thanks for listening.
When's the last time you were in Mexico?
When I was 5 years old. That was 23 years ago. So I don't really remember. I don't really know the streets. I mean, I get lost when people try to explain directions. I don't understand. I look at them like what? You know, can you just can I just show you my phone and you point where it's at, or is this how I go? And so it's definitely a struggle and definitely a new environment, but I'll adapt. You know, I'll survive. It's definitely even though everything is compact and like close to each other, everything is so far away. Like, yeah, you're close to wherever your little town is, a little pueblo, but like everything else is like super far. Like the center of Monterrey, it's super far if you're on a bus. Center of anywhere else it's far. But when you have a car, it's like 20 minutes. I look at Google Maps and I'm like, oh man, that's 20 minutes away. But that's with your own car. And when I put the public transportation, it's like 3 hours. I'm like, oh.
Guys, this is why I always say something many people do not like to hear. Never build your entire life on uncertainty. Because a lot of all those deportees most of the time do not have a backup plan. Once they get deported, most times it is always with nothing and they are always left stranded. Always have a plan B or even a plan C or D, because anything can happen at any time. I mean, not just in America, right? Anywhere you find yourself, because laws change, the government changes, right? Policies change, the leadership changes, and you all know that when there is a new leadership in system, right, priorities change. So you need to protect yourself mentally, financially, and strategically, because a plan B does not mean you are a weak person, right? It just means that you are smart. A plan B means you are asking yourself the hard questions that most people do not like to ask themselves, like, if everything stops today, what do I do? Right? Where do I go? Do I have skills that can work anywhere else? Do I have savings somewhere? Do I have documents ready? Do I have options outside this place? Because the biggest mistake, right, is depending on only one system for your entire future, especially when you are not legal, right? No backup, no alternative. You are just open. I mean, there's nothing wrong with hope, right? But hope alone will not protect you when you don't have papers, right? You must build yourself into someone that can survive somewhere else, right? I mean, experience travels, money travels, knowledge travels. But if you decide to stay in your comfort zone, it can trap you. And some people stay in the same uncertain situation for 20-25 years but never invest in themselves. They never prepare for change. They never create options. They only survive day to day. Guys, survival is not the same thing as security, because when you're talking about security, it means you have choices. It means when one door closes, another one exists. I mean, security means that you are not trapped by your circumstances, because at the end of the day, right, no country owes another, or anyone permanent stay without legal status. And this is the truth, whether people like it or not, because every country, they have their laws. So it is your responsibility to protect yourself as much as possible, right? I mean, push your process forward, right? Seek legal pathways seriously, save money, build skills, and prepare mentally. And the most important thing I feel is that never get too comfortable in an uncertain situation, guys, because for many of those stories, the saddest ones are not the people that have stayed between 1 and 5 years, right? The saddest stories are those that have stayed for more than 20 years, built everything, and just lost it just like that. Guys, it's always good to build a life, but it's even better to secure it. Always have a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, plan whatever, especially when you know that you do not have legal status in the country that you are staying with. I mean, it's okay to live in a moment, right, of comfort, because it's okay to say, oh, okay, let me just enjoy myself for a while. But don't enjoy yourself and forget the fact that anything can happen at any time. And when that happens, do you have a plan B or a plan C? If your answer is no, then maybe you need to start now, guys. The point of this video is not to bring down the deportees or say something bad about them. It's just for awareness, because if you are in this situation and you have not started making a plan B or a plan C, and you in the country where you are staying, you are not legal, I think it's time to act before things might become too late. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I really want to hear from you. And for all these deportees, I really hope they find, peace and hope wherever they find themselves, because I mean, the most important thing is mental health. Guys, let me know what you think. I really want to hear from you. And if you have found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you can know when I post a new video. And I'll see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Ciao.